Hello everyone and welcome to Exploring Northern New York. My name is Naomi Adams, licensed real estate salesperson with Madison Property Management. My goal of this channel is to always introduce you to the best places to eat, entertainment, things to do, and services in the area. So today I want to introduce you to some very special people in my life. My fitness coaches, Corwin and Hannah Chrisman, have taken me from a place where I thought I was really healthy to being even healthier, and I want to introduce them to you and share a little bit about the opportunities they offer, whether you're in the area or even at a distance. Hello everyone, I am here tonight with Hannah and Corwin from C&H Fitness, and I wanted to introduce you to them because they've played such a big part in my life, and as I try to introduce you to things in Northern New York and areas and services, I would be remiss if I did not introduce you to them. I have been working with Hannah and Corwin since September, so it's been a solid 6 months.
Yep.
It's been 6 months. And they have been coaching me through my fitness journey. I started the journey thinking that I was pretty fit, and I realized that there was so much more area that I could grow in. So I wanted to give them some time to share about what they offer as coaches and all that they do and have done for me, and what they could do for you if you're interested. So if you don't live in New York, you could still listen in because there's some things you could take away from this as well, and they could work with you as well. So yeah, why don't you guys take a minute and just share a little bit about yourselves and what you guys do.
Well, the first thing I want to address is you're talking about what you can get out of yourself, and the word is potential. And a lot of times when we're in a situation, it's hard for us to see our true potential, and sometimes you need somebody else to be able to call that out of you. And I think that's what it is for you, honestly, Naomi. I think that you have so much potential. Even now, like after 6 months, and we're continuing on, we still have another 10 and a half weeks of this next phase of the transformation that you're going through. And there's just, each week there's more potential for you to grow. And that's really what we do, is we call out and we see the potential in people in regards to fitness specifically. So that's just my little intro there. So I'm Corwin. This is Hannah. We are the Chrismans, and we started C&H Fitness about a year ago. What were we doing that phase of our life?
It was actually 2 years ago.
Was it 2 years?
We started, and he had a lot of friends that were interested in his journey. Corwin started to really he's always loved to work out, but he hit a phase where he really wanted to get into bodybuilding and competition level and really push himself. And so through that research time, he started to post a lot of videos on social media, and his friends were like, "Oh, what's up? Like, what are you doing?" So it was just natural for him to talk about it a lot. And through that, he got a few of his friends that were like, "Hey, how do I do what you're doing? Like, how do I get into better shape?" And they started to ask a lot of questions. And then one of your friends reached out to you and were like, "Hey, you could really make this into a business." And so we started with them. It was a couple, and we're like, "Hey, we're not sure how this will work, but if you're willing to give us a shot, we're willing to try to help you out." And kind of started from there.
Yeah. I think that, like, going even before that, starting as a kid, like, I've always worked hard at fitness and being healthy, and my family are all unhealthy, and seeing that and seeing those things kind of propelled me into this area of what exactly do I need to do so that I don't end up in the same situation, in the same boat, even as a little kid. And so getting to like the 16, 17, 18-year-old phase of my life, I started like taking fitness a little bit more seriously. When I was 16, I ran the first race that I had ever done, which was the Boilermaker in Utica.
That's a good one.
And yeah, I trained really hard for that. I reached out to a friend that did a lot of running, and I kind of came alongside them, and they taught me how to do it and what the process was. And there wasn't a lot of muscle building in that, but it was endurance style stuff. So I really got my start doing that. And then after we got married, we started doing P90X and a few different
Tony
video.
Horton.
Yeah, Tony Horton.
I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, videos. Yeah, we got into some of the video trainer stuff, and I've always been somebody who kind of jumps in head first to whatever I'm doing, and I go as hard as I can. And fitness has been no exception. Basically starting with that running, and then getting to the place where I want to start like changing my body and looking more like a bodybuilder and getting more muscle and all of those things, because I think that as you get older you kind of see that having more muscle is good. It makes you look better, makes you feel better. Yeah.
Awesome. So when I started training with Corwin and Hannah back in September, I had met them at a church barbecue, and some of our friends got talking about this challenge that I had challenged myself for my 40th birthday. I was gonna run 4 miles. I was gonna do 40 pull-ups, 40 push-ups, 40 burpees, and then 40 sit-ups in less than an hour. And they heard about it and jumped on board with me, and
Let's do it.
let's go. So instant connection there. But at that point, I thought I really was in some of the best shape of my life, and then we found out that they were coaches, but I knew I wasn't comfortable in my skin, so I didn't quite understand, like, how can I do all this, but I want to be better, and I think I can do more, but I don't think I can. And like you said, calling out potential and seeing potential in people. So at that time, I was just, I thought I knew nutrition, and I thought I knew how to exercise, but I didn't have a plan. And that's where your guys' help came in, helped me a lot to come up with a plan. So tell us about, like, if someone is to hire you as their coach, what does that look like, and what do you provide?
Yeah, what we do is each person is different. Each individual is different. Everybody has different strengths. Everybody has different weaknesses. Everybody likes different foods. Everybody has a different set of genetics. So you might be predisposed to having a knee injury or shoulder injury or elbow injury. So everything that we do when we write somebody a plan is completely specific to that person. You can't just hop online, fill out a questionnaire, and then have it spit you some information, which a lot of fitness like models, or a lot of
Right.
what are they called?
Templates. That they
Or
give you?
on your phone you get these
Oh,
apps
yeah.
that have
Yeah.
specific programs, but it's not really tailored to you. And what we do is we have a questionnaire that gets filled out. It takes quite a while, I think, to fill it out, like half an hour, 45 minutes between the nutrition and the workout questionnaire or the individual questionnaire. So what we would do is we send you that information, you fill that out, and then you send it back to us, and we create a custom plan to fit the exact needs of each individual person. So that's kind of how it starts.
And it depends on what their goals are and like how fast you want to hit your goals. I think that's huge. Like someone might want to lose 30 pounds. Well, do you want to do that in 3 months or 9 months? Well, it will just depend on the intensity of your program that we would give you.
Right. And like the plan is really where the gold is. If you don't have a plan, then you're gonna fail almost every time. And some people are able to do fitness and nutrition and just live a healthy lifestyle without anybody helping them. They just naturally do it. But that is not the common, that's kind of the exception. It's not the rule. So,
Well, the other thing too is like having the correct knowledge. Like some people can think that they're living a healthy lifestyle, and they probably are. They probably are eating healthy food and working out, but they're not reaching their weight goal or their body aesthetics goal
Right.
because they're not in a calorie deficit, which when we coach people, we teach them about that. We teach them, what
Right.
you need to do with your food, how much you need to eat of each food group to succeed in your goals.
yeah.
Yeah, and and on that, one thing I really appreciated was when you sent my specific plans, there was a list of foods and then recipes. Like, this is how you make the foods to stay within your macros, which, because I was like, oh God, what do I do with all these foods? How do I make this into anything?
Right.
And I really appreciated, recipes. And if I was like, okay, I really am craving macaroni and cheese, Hannah, help me find something that would fit for this plan.
That's a big thing, is like people, they understand, okay, I need to eat healthier, but they don't understand like that. Let's use macaroni and cheese for an example. They don't understand that store-bought or store-made or boxed macaroni and cheese, or even the stuff that you get at a restaurant,
like butter,
right,
cheese,
homemade stuff. Like, people don't know how to make those recipes taste good without using up a lot of calories.
Right.
Which understanding your macronutrients, your carbs, your fats, your proteins, it's really important understanding those different macronutrients, because they all have a different value of calories. And in order to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit. So if you don't understand how to make foods that still taste good, that kill your cravings, also while fitting your nutrition goals, like you won't lose weight, because you won't stay on a plan, because it's not sustainable.
Right, exactly.
And that's why most people fall off, even like shorter plans. People fall off because they're not eating foods that they like.
Because you can only eat so much chicken salad. I mean, there's
chicken, right? Chicken, rice, and broccoli. Which, don't get me wrong, I love those foods, but if I'm eating that every single day for 3 months, guaranteed at some point I'm going to binge ice cream and pizza and all of the other stuff. Which, in our plans that we write, like, we have a specific food list, and you can pick from those lists, and then sometimes you're able to actually go outside of that, as long as you're sticking with your calories and your macronutrients. So it makes it a little bit easier, I think.
Definitely, for sure. It was a blessing for me, that's for sure. So there was that part of it, and then I guess the biggest part of your plan that has helped me through really this solid 6 months plus now is the accountability. Staying on track and being there for me, like, how you doing? How's things going? What are we going to tweak? So you can talk about that a little bit. How do you work with your clients through that? You don't just leave us hanging, which is the main thing.
Yeah. When we first started doing this fitness company, I looked at a lot of different models, and the one thing that I really saw that was lacking was the accountability. And there's a lot of information and there's a lot of knowledge. Like, we have YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You can get online, you can get on Google, and you can search anything. But how do you know if that information is actually true? And how do you know if it's not true? And how do you decide that, yes, I can change this specific thing with this specific thing, or understanding how it works, or knowing those things, which kind of comes alongside of the having access to, well, primarily me, because I do all the check-ins and everything. Basically having access to me 24/7. So as long as I'm not sleeping, I'm available for phone calls and text messages and Facebook messages, whatever the case is. The accountability part is huge, and we do 2 different check-ins each week. We have a long check-in, and then we have a midweek check-in. And each of our check-ins are a little bit different, but our longer check-ins are generally on Sundays, and we do sometimes upwards like a half an hour to 45-minute phone call. Sometimes, depending on schedules, it's a quick 5-minute phone call, but I really stay with a phone call, because that's where people get the accountability, is knowing that, okay, I'm actually going to have to talk to the person.
A real person. Yeah,
right.
Just type on the computer.
I'm gonna have to talk to somebody. I'm not just filling a questionnaire out each week saying, yeah, it went well, no, it didn't go good, which we do have a questionnaire, and the format that we have for our check-ins is each Sunday morning you take your progress pictures, you fill out I think it's 7 or 8 different item questionnaire, and then what you do is you either text, you email, you Facebook message, whatever you've chosen as your preferred communication. You get us that information, and then we set up a time to call later in the afternoon on Sunday, after we're able to take a look at the pictures and the check-in and look at the progress. we basically sit down. And I think on that questionnaire, the most important thing is what else do we need to talk about? Like what is not working? What is working?
Right.
And
The adjustment.
we make adjustments week by week, and even sometimes day by day. There's been different times where we've started the week out on Sunday with, this is what we're going to do for this week, and then, you know, we get a call from whoever it is, or Naomi, and she says, hey, I mean, it's Wednesday, I need to change something up. I'm going here, I'm going there. What can I eat? What can't I eat? And keeping that very consistent communication. The other check-in that we do is the midweek check-in, which is basically just a text message just saying, hey, how you doing this week? Is there anything that needs to be changed up? I mean, what can we help you with? And yeah, I think that's probably the biggest portion of what makes our plans work long term is people have to actually communicate with us and be accountable
Absolutely.
as much as they want to be.
Yeah, Corwin's a very good communicator, and that's something that helps people feel really supported.
Right.
Is
We're not
that
doing this alone.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Is that like we genuinely care that you succeed? It's not just like it's something we do because we're passionate about it, not just because it's a way to make money. It's like, wow, we get to help people learn what we know. We get to bless people with knowledge that we have figured out, and yeah, seeing people succeed and get healthy is a greater joy than any monetary value could ever be.
Yeah. And I would have to say too, beyond just the physical fitness side of this, I've experienced support. You know, what's your stress level like? Are you getting enough sleep? It's, you know, I'm going to pray for you through this. I'm going to be there for you. It's not just let's just make sure you look good and feel good. It's really a whole wellness, complete package. I feel like it's more than just you're going to look pretty and feel good. And
Yeah, we definitely care about people more than just the outward of what others are going to see. Like it's more important than that, and that's where we're available all the time. And that's why we make ourselves available all the time, is so that if somebody's struggling with something specific, we're able to really come alongside. Because a lot of times the reason that people fall off of plans is because of stress. And because life has a lot of things that are really tough. And if you have somebody that can walk with you through that, and also have the knowledge and understanding in the fitness, kind of the rules of fitness, they're able to walk with you through that, all while giving you correct advice and correct information to help you succeed.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you
for having
for
us.
sharing everything and your support for the last 6 months or so, and looking forward to the last 3. The push to the finish.
Yeah, the last few,
Then we're in a party.
Yeah.
the last 12 weeks.
12, yeah. So,
Last week and a half's been pretty crazy, huh?
yeah, a little bit. A little bit. But it's good. It's good. So, I want to share too, and put a little shameless plug in for their YouTube channel. Tell us how we find that.
Yeah, get on and look up Adventures with the Chrismans. We've got, it's basically a family vlogging channel.
So fun though.
We do a lot of hiking. We do some workout videos on there that you can follow along with. But it's mainly just kind of showing you our lives and what we do as a family, showing you our kids as they grow and all that fun stuff.
So I'll be sure to put that link in the comments so you guys can check
There you
that
go.
out. Or
Link
the
it up.
little thing on the bottom, whatever it's called, you know, the YouTube
As
logo.
Corwin says, boop, 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 like, subscribe.
Subscribe, check them out. Awesome. Well, thanks guys so much.
Awesome.
Thank
Love you
you.
guys.